Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefani, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And I'm here with a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I knew my husband was the one. But before we get into the video, I just want to say that if you're new here, this is almost like a continuation. This video is almost like a continuation. It's like a part 2. So I recommend that you go back and watch my How I Met My Husband 11 years ago. Yeah. So let's get right into the video, guys. Okay? Okay, so for me, um, it wasn't like I was really interested in getting married young. To be frank, I wasn't even interested in getting married full stop, because I saw marriage as hella difficult. Like, I saw it as something that is very, very difficult. So I was like, nah, we can avoid this. Lord and behold, we did not avoid it. So for me, I wasn't dating with the goal of getting married, and I wasn't in a relationship thinking that we were going to get married. And that was so funny, because no, so from the beginning, from the start, like if you watched the video before this one, the part 1, let's call it part 1, just like I wouldn't have to call the title of the video. It's just too long for me, okay? So whenever I say part 1, I'm referring to how I met my husband 11 years ago, that video. Okay, so you can see in the part 1, if you watched it, you would know that he went through quite a, would I say, journey, adventure, just to get my BBM pin. I think that's what it's called, right? Then trust me, it took a while before he even got my number, that I gave him my number. So you could see that he was really interested. And yeah, there were like series of so many events, situations, and let's just call it events and situation, that made me to really like see that Noso was interested in getting married, and I was the one he was interested in. But because I was not interested in marriage and not really interested in getting married at that time, because I was very young, and also was just 4 years older than me. I was really confused why he was so keen on getting married. I was like, excuse me, how, why? But getting to know him, finding out like his past, what he has been through, his experiences, you could see that it was at this point just the right decision for him. But for me, I was like, no, that's you. I don't think I'm ready to get married. So really, at the beginning, it was me that was kind of like holding back. Because if it was up to Noso, we would have gotten married, not even in 2014, we would have gotten married in 2011, 2012, or maybe even 2013, young, as in earlier than when we got married. Seriously, because that's what he wanted. But for me, I kept on dragging my feet. I was like, no, because I was like, you're too young. What do we know? But anyway, it was, getting to know him, like I said, finding out like his experiences, his history and all that. And all those things kind of like just led up to me having rest of mind to like open up and be like, this guy is not bad. He's actually a really good guy, could be a good husband, and he is a good husband. And importantly, will he be a good, not only a husband, but being a good father, you get. And yeah, he proved we dated for 3 years. So I like to believe that within that 3 years, I got to know him. It's not always a guarantee, because I can tell you that you can know somebody for 10 years, and then that person just wake up one morning and decide to change it up. Human beings are like that. But yeah, 3 years, we went through some things. Like, okay, for example, there was one time somebody tried to come in between us. The person went to go and tell him something, and then he didn't even react to it, nothing. He didn't do anything. He didn't call me, because I wasn't around that time. He didn't call me to be like, oh, this person said this thing about you, yada, 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 this. He didn't create a scene. He didn't fight, no, nothing. We didn't have any quarrel. Then this person now came to my side to ask me what was going on, what's up with this guy. I said, yeah, it's fine, we're cool. He's even the one that I just got off the phone with him. He's the one that dropped me here, blah, 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 blah. The person was like, what? How come? Then the person now started saying both what was said and wasn't said to me, to kind of like, when somebody comes in between two people, try to clash their head or something. That's what the person tried to do, and he didn't succeed, obviously. But the way he handled that situation, being so matured and clear-headed, to be like, oh, to pick out that, oh, this person is obviously lying, and there's no need for me to even bring it to her attention. But me, when I heard that thing, and my head sparked now, see me firing, calling and shouting. He was like, just calm down, calm down. When we see each other, I will explain everything to you. Even while I was like, why will you say something like this? Why will you do this? Why will you do that? He was like, just calm down, calm down. The way he handled that situation, like, it still impresses me to date, because anybody that is hearing from someone those kind of things that he heard would have flared up, like caused a scene, done something. Because me, when I now heard everything, I was the one that flared up. I was the one that was behaving like they just cut my head off, headless chicken. But he was like, no, you need to understand that that person was just lying, straight up lying. Yeah, I felt like his level of maturity and level-headedness, and Nuso is not someone that gets angry easily. So a lot of things with him, like his behavior, really made me to be like, oh, Nuso is the one. Then, okay, so apart from that one situation, there were also a series of situations that made me to believe that Nuso was the one for me. Like, he had, like, I could give my heart to him. I could boldly, I could say yes to the proposal. You understand? Yes to forever, all that. And then there was also the way he behaved with other people. So at some point, after we've like gone our first date, which was impressive because he scored points, yeah, by taking me to a proper restaurant. I like to believe that as young as I was, I still had standard, because I remember I went out on a date with someone and the person took me to Bubbles fast food joint, and I wasn't impressed. I severely wasn't impressed. But being taken to a proper restaurant, I was like, okay. Yeah. But that's besides the point. Okay, so when we've dated for a while, now it's like our dates or us going out are no more just go out to somewhere. It's more like at some point he was taking me to work. So seeing him, how he interacted with his workers, people that are like below him, like Jiggets, how he created such a relationship with them where they could approach him and talk to him, and he wasn't shouting, talking aggressively, abusing his post as their boss. That was, to me, was like, wow. I was like, okay, so he naturally is like that. He's not someone that flares up or gets angry or insultive or is very aggressive. And I was like, okay, that's nice. Because sometimes you don't have to always like look at someone from how they interact with you. You have to look at that person from how they interact with other people. Like, he has to impress you, or that's what I was telling myself. He has to impress you, but he's not going to try and impress his workers. So let's see how he behaves with them. And I was impressed, honestly, because he was quite calm. You know, he was like showing that he's the boss, but not having to oppress the person or be aggressive. You get what I mean? Then another thing for me was his relationship with his mom, his dad, his sisters, and his brothers. I was severely impressed. This is the aspect that really won me over, because getting to know his sisters, getting to know his brothers, and getting to know his mom and his dad, I just felt so welcome and so... In-laws, if you hear the stories about in-laws, you will know. You would know what I mean. Getting along with your in-laws is kind of like, is gold. Is gold. You have to value it because it's that precious. So seeing his relationship with his mom and seeing how close he was and how good they interacted, and also how good she was towards me, and then his sisters, like, God, you don't understand. When I'm praying for my kids, I'm praying that they encounter in-laws that I encountered. Like, my in-laws will be like their own. That's what I pray for, because my in-laws are angels. They're that good. So seeing his relationship with his family members helped me to make my decision, because I was like, see, this is the family I'm marrying into. We're all going to get along because they're all good, no bad intentions, no nothing. And speaking of bad intentions, the one other thing that made me to have rest of mind and be like, oh, yeah, I want to marry Noso was the simple fact that he um, he owned up. It wasn't just a matter of empty promises or words or everything. His actions really proved to me that his intentions towards me were really good, because I've had not my own experience, but I know someone I know someone who has had the experience of dating someone, being in a relationship with that person for a while, and then the relationship turning sour because the person's intentions were not pure. The person was not really in that relationship for her. Was more of that person was in that relationship because he had a lot to benefit. You know, the thing about me is that obviously my mom is not from Nigeria. Obviously she is a foreigner, and obviously I have two passports. So it could be possible that someone is just dating me because they feel, oh, that's very convenient. I'll marry her and I'll get so passport. I'll be able to travel, blah, blah, blah. Do you get me? But it's not dating you for you. Or the person is just dating you because, you know, you're quite attractive, you're flashy, you're fine. Or maybe that person has a fetish for fair people, because I've encountered such guys, I have. So finding out, as in with Noso, there was no reason to be afraid of that. Eventually I had to realize that there was no reason for that fear, because it's not needed. These are people that also comes from a family that they travel. It's not an issue. The passport thing is not an issue. Like, it's totally not an issue. So I had rest of mind finding out that was, because we even had a talk about it, and he was like, if that's not what he's looking at, if he, if we can work on it and get it, that's just like a plus, but he doesn't even need it. Those were his words. He doesn't need it. So finding out that his intentions in the relationship were pure, and that he really just wanted to marry me, and he liked me as a person, getting to know me, he liked me. It wasn't just because, oh, he wanted to settle down. Maybe he had pressure from his family or something to quickly marry somebody. That wasn't it. Okay, so there were a couple of minor stuff like age. I didn't want to get married to someone that was way older than me, like 6 years to 10. I feel like that's just too much. I'm like, no way. So him being 4 years older than me was perfect. Then him being from Anambra was equally perfect. In fact, it was the icing on the top, because I didn't want any problem for my parents. And I obviously was not interested in marrying anybody from as in outside Anambra. And then him being from Inewi was chef kiss. Do you know why? Because at some point, my dad was working in Inewi, and we used to like spend weekends in Inewi. So I felt like I knew Inewi. Inewi was relatively familiar to me, and it's not really far from my own village. So I was like, yeah, it's good. It's good. And then yeah, I think it was all that, honestly. Like, and then we got along well. It's good, like, this. I know this concept is very popular, but getting married to someone that can be your friend, getting married to your bestie, right? It really matters a lot, because at some point in the relationship, that you people's excitement, that love, that first feelings that you have in the beginning of a relationship tends to like wear off. So you really don't have to like be like, 10 years from now, can I tolerate this person? Can I still love this person? With the sight, or with this person's footsteps? Because you can, do you understand what I mean? With the sound of this person's footsteps irritates me. With this mere sight of this person irritates you. So once I was able to answer those questions, I was like, yeah, this is someone I can actually see myself growing old with. It's not that bad. Like, and also like, so I'm someone that I'm learning how to let go of this, but I'm someone that can hold grudges. Like, I can hold grudges for Africa. I can hold grudges. Even if you offended me in nursery school, I'm pretty sure I can still remember the dates, you and your face. I'm trying to be better, trying to let go of it, because at the end of the day, it's my own self that I'm hurting. But for me, I ask myself, if this person does something to you, will you hold it for a long time? Can you forgive the person? Can you just move on? Do you feel free to talk with this person? Because I'm not someone that likes all these confrontations and all that stuff. communication for me sometimes can be very hard. So if I found myself being free, and it was easy for me to like communicate with him, tell him, oh, you did this, I didn't like it, we need to correct this, we need to change this. Once I saw myself getting really comfortable around him to the point of being able to confront him and tell him, oh, this is what you did, I didn't like it, and all that, it was kind of easy for me. And once I noticed that, you know, I could forgive and forget anything and kind of like learn from it, point it out, communicate, because communication is key in any relationship. Communication is key. Once I saw myself doing all that, I was like, I might as well get married to this person, I beg. Yeah, guys. So yeah, so that's it, guys. I don't really think there was any moment where I was like, in the beginning, right, that I was like, oh yes, I must get married to this guy. No, it was just within that 3 years of getting to know him, 3 years of experience, 3 years of finding out about all these other things that I found out about, and I told you guys about, that I made up my mind to say yes. And guys, if you see, you guys want to know how he proposed? Do you guys want to know? Okay, let me just tell you. It was nothing spectacular. In fact, Nonso bought one tool like that he was planning to use to measure my fingers, because my fingers are quite skinny also. So he needed to measure it. I saw the tool. I knew what it was for. I just, at some point when he was cracking his head trying to find out, like he was like, wear this ring, let me see whether it's your size. I was like, obviously it's very big. And I was like, okay, see, just bring that thing that you bought. Because I used to search Noso's room whenever I'll come to see him. I used to search his room. I was like, bring that thing that you bought. Oh yeah, measure the finger. Now you know the size. Go and buy the ring. He was like, I can't hide anything from you. Then the day that he wanted to propose, I kept on noticing that Noso was nervous. Like, I kept on noticing it. Should this be a separate video? You know what? This is going to be a separate video. You guys should be anticipating it, okay? I can't be giving you people all this gist in one video. No, no, no. Expect it. Alright? Proposal story. Next. Yes. This is going to be the end of this video. I think I wanted to give you people bonus. Buy one, get one free. No. So this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you watched till the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you can share, please share. And I'll catch you in my next video, guys. Bye-bye. It was actually fun gisting with you people. I think I like story time a lot. I'm talking too much. Bye-bye.